Alright guys, so I got the lower and upper ball joints out of the control arms. Now I've started to clean the lower control arm because it was really dirty, but I'm going to take a break on cleaning right now so that I can get these the control arm bushings out. So I'm just going to pop those out. Same with the upper control arm, and then I will move on to cleaning. The bolts and washers off of the end of the bushing. So now pretty much what you're gonna do is remove all this excess like kind of rubber so that it's just like the metal part of the bushing, and you can then I might drill it to see if I could loosen up the inside. I don't know yet, we'll see what happens, but I'm pretty sure these are already loose enough because of how deteriorated they are. That's why I'm getting new bushings, because that's just kind of falling off. So I shouldn't have a problem getting them out, but so I'm gonna cut all that excess stuff out and try to press these out. As you can see, I cut the rubber part around the bushing so it'll be easier to tap out. So before I cut it, or before I start drilling it, I'm gonna see if I can get it out without drilling it first. So I'm gonna try tapping it out right now. Alright, so it seems like that's not working, so I'm gonna try getting the drill out and trying to loosen up these bushings a little bit by drilling it out. Alright, so I got the first bushing out, and this is the hard one because now I can just pull this shaft out and then just hammer this one from the back. So that one should come out pretty quickly. So I'll show you guys that right now. Alright you guys, so I'm working on the upper control arms, and I found out something that's a pretty good tip if you can do it. So I was drilling it with like a 9/32 drill bit, and I stepped it up to a 5/32. That's about as big as that can go in there. And I started pulling it out with some needle nose pliers, just like grabbing chunks of rubber, because the 5/32 kind of separates it. So like on this side, you can see I pulled out all the rubber. So now I'm trying to do that same thing to this side. So I'm going to pull out all the rubber so that it's free. And then I could pull this center shaft out and then just smack the back of these bushings from behind and get it out really easily. So I'm going to continue that right now. Alright, so now you can see that it's just the kind of outer ring of the bushing. And I sprayed it down with some WD-40, so hopefully I'll be able to tap these out right now. Okay, so I got them out, so now it's just bare control arm now. Now it's time to start cleaning a little bit. This is what the inside looks like. I need to get, where did it go? The shaft. Oh, right there. I need to get these off right here because these aren't part of the shaft, but that should be easy enough to get off. So, next step is to start cleaning up both of those control arms, and I'll be back to you when I start doing that. Alright, so I found something kind of alarming when I was disassembling the upper control arm bushings, and I found that this the shaft that connects the control arms was it's bent. Like, I don't know, you can see it, it's like compared to that, this is straight, and then that is like tweaked over to the left side a little bit, and I looked at the footage to see if it was me who bent it when I was trying to get the control arm bushings out, and it wasn't. I seen that it was already bent on it. So what I think this means is that something has happened to the car to where it was hit a curb or something to jack up this arm, because this is solid cast iron and it's pretty hard to bend this stuff. So I think at one point in time the car was probably in an accident of some sort, which I had already kind of suspected because the back half of the car is a single stage paint job, which means it's a pre like 86 I think paint job where they didn't put clear coat on top of it, but then like the whole front of the car, like the whole front clip is clear coated. So it would make sense, since this front clip is all one piece, that if somebody had hit this side of the car, that they would have to replace the whole clip and they had to repaint it. So everything from the front is clear coated, but this door is clear coated, the driver door is not clear coated, and then the back of the car is original paint. So at one point, I'm almost positive now that something happened to the passenger side of the car that it had to get repaired. So it's gonna put a little delay. I had some good momentum going with the project, but this bent shaft is gonna put a little bit of a delay on the project, but we're gonna replace it. We're gonna do it right. So I have a new shaft on order right now. It's coming in the mail. So once that gets there, the project will continue. I also have some new polyurethane control arm bushings coming and some new bolts for the alignment bolts. So I just wanted to show you guys that, just so you knew if my videos were a little bit slower. I don't think they will be, but hopefully I could get these in a week and get back to making my video and have a new video posted. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that. So now I'm going to move on to cleaning and get these parts cleaned up and ready for paint. And as far as my cleaning tools go, I have these. I have my drill, as always, with the wire wheels, and to get the bulk grease off of the control arm, because they're like super greasy, I have a scraper and a bucket of what is it, simple green and water solution. You can tell kind of green tinge color, simple green and water. And I also have this brush to scrub with, and I'm letting soak in the simple green so it gets all nice and wet. And then yeah, pretty much I'm just going to clean all that like 40 years of grease off of the control arms, and then I'm going to move on to hit them with the wire wheel to get all the rust off of them. So I'm going to show you guys that right now. This is how much grease I got off of mostly the lower control arm, because the upper control arm didn't have much grease on it. But that's all the junk I got out. It's a lot of stuff. Alright, you guys, I got the lower control arm painted and the bushings installed, and it's ready to go back in the car. So this is what it looks like. So I got the new bushings in, shaft installed, other bushings on that side, everything's torqued down. I got the bump stop back in, it's all painted black, Zerk fitting installed, ball joint installed. So I'm gonna wait on that because I gotta finish the upper control arm because I'm waiting on the shaft still. So I haven't prepped it yet. I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. So I haven't prepped it yet, but I need to sand it a little bit more, or hit it with the wire wheel a little bit more. The shaft is still coming in the mail. I didn't do a video on the lower control arm bushing install, but I will do a video on the upper control arm bushing install. Check in next week for the upper ball joint and control arm reinstall, and then after that all the boring, cleaning and stuff will be done, and we will start on reassembly. So check in next week for that video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.